Hi, my name is Bill Smith. This time I want to show you how we might use the writing text object with 3DTime's new presentation style. These pictures are ones that I scanned of a friend of mine for his funeral. And this style wasn't out yet, but if it had been out, this is what I could have done. I could have created a neat little writing object, writing on a book right here, and moved it to the right hand side of the screen. And I could have, while it was displayed, put those first set of pictures here to the left. I'm going to show you exactly how we would do that. Well, everything starts with the presentation style by editing an album. And we add a section where we'll put our writing object in. That'll be section able, could be any name that you want. And I'm going to start with adding a background scene which will stay for the entire presentation, section able, as well as the main photos. I'm grabbing a photo that actually came from 3DTime as part of their wedding composition CD. I left click on that image and drag it down to here. Click the done button. I'm ready to put some photos into section A because we have to have some, and I want them there. I'm going to take them in and out of my main photo area. I'm going to select the ones I want. I want ones that are taller than they are wide. I'm going to grab this first one of Bob as a baby. Grab one here from Bob at his wedding. And this one here from when Bob walked his daughter down the aisle. Click the apply button. And they're there, and we're ready to add that writing text object. It's an add overlay 3D object. To the front, we click on add, select 3D text, text frame, and the writing object. Click OK button, click property now so we can change the actual text. And I'll type in this text and be right back. Alright, we've got it all added in, but look up here in the preview button or window. We've got line 6, line 7, line 8 showing. Well, we can get rid of those by coming down to these blank lines and putting in an actual space with our space bar. So I'm pressing my space bar inside each one of those. And as you can see up above, the lines are going away so that I have just what I want. Now remember, we said we want to move this book over to the right hand side of the screen. Well, that'd be location. Now to move it to the right, we'd use our left and our right. So I highlight this the right arm there, and I can click it and slowly move it, or I can come to the X position and I can just type in 22 and that job will be done. To move it up and down, that's this one here, up and down. I want to move it down to about -5. And then finally, I want to make this image a little bit smaller. Now I could scale it here, over here where the scale is. A 0.5 would make it 50% smaller. If I put a 2 or 3 there, it would increase the size of it 2 and 3 times, so it would be 200 and 300% of its original image. The other thing I can do though is I can use the Z-axis. By moving it to the back, that will make it appear further away, which of course makes it just a little bit smaller. So that works well too. Well, when I'm done with that, I click done. And I've finished everything I want to do here, so I hit finish. As you can see, our book is now there. Alright, to move our book over to the right, we want to use the X-axis. We can change the X-axis by using the left and right arm here, and on the right side we can slowly move it to the right, or we can just go in the X position and type in the number 22 to automatically move it all the way over. Then to move it up and down, we're going to use the Y-axis or the up and down movements here, moving it down to -5. Now Z-axis, I want to reduce the size of this arm and book. Now I could use the scale here. See the scale? I could use that to do that. If I made it 0.5, it would be 50% smaller, which would definitely reduce the size. If I want to make it bigger, I could put a 2 to go to 200%, which would double its size, or 1.5, which would increase the size by 50%. The other way I can do that, though, is I can move the object front and back. Because as I move an object back, it shrinks in size because it looks further away. So I'll bring that to about a minus 16. Now somewhere along the line as I was playing around, that x-axis got back to a 3, so I'm going to put him back to a 22. So I've got him over to the right. Yep, there it is. He's over to the right. The minus 5 is still good. He's down a little bit. And now the minus 16, I've got him reduced in size. So having made those adjustments, I can click the Done button. And now I can click the Finish button. We'll see our writing book appear, and on the right hand side, the next thing to do is to take the first 3 photos that are part of section A and move them over to the left. We do that by using photo animation right here in the left hand bottom area. Click on photo animation, and I'm going to move the sliding scale up so I can see what I'm doing. As I go next on the bottom left side there and previous on the first little icon, we can see that red bar moving. Okay, I've got it positioned on that very first one. Again, I said I want to move the photos to the left hand side. So what I want to do is I want to make everything on the x-axis for the first 3 photos a minus 20. So that's this very first one with the green. Then I'm going to come and click on the next keyframe and change it to the minus 20. Then I'm going to come to this next keyframe, click it to a minus 20, and finally I'm going to come to the end position. Everything's fine on it except, again, I want it in minus 20. If I hit this green bar and I see everything flowing the way I want, I can use this green triangle play button and preview it, and I can watch the time as it slowly moves through its different spots. I can let it finish, or I can click the stop button. Come back down toward the bottom of the screen on the left side and click the next button. Well, this one goes from the bottom up, and again everything's fine, but I want it to be minus 20. I click that next key stop and make it a minus 20. And I come over here to this next keyframe spot and click make it a minus 20. And finally I come to the E, or end position, and make it a minus 20. Click the green start button. I look and everything looks fine. Again, I can preview it, or I can go on to that third and final photo for this first section. Again, I'm inside that green S. Minus 20, first keyframe. Minus 20, next keyframe. Minus 20, and the ending. Minus 20. When I'm all done, I can click this Done button and continue on. By the way, here's a little tip. See this same as? If I had moved this third photo up into the second position temporarily by going like this, then I could have just said same as, and it would have copied it from the first photo, which is this guy here. And that says make that the same as that flow. And then I could have taken it and dragged it back down to where I wanted it, which would allow the second one to be there. So that's just another way to do that. When you're doing 3, 4, 5, 10 photos, use the same as and move them around to take a shortcut. If that was confusing, don't worry about it. What we did worked fine manually. Alright, we click it and we restart the album, and everything should be fine. There's our book. There's our photos. We can click our TV safe area if we wanted to make sure what's going to be showing, and everything looks fine there where we've got them moved. And at that point you would do your build. After you do your build, you'd come up to do your capture, and when you do the capture, just like the scrolling text, you'll have to manually stop the capture because the album will just continue to run with no pictures but just the scrolling background running. That's the way the presentation styles work. Other than that, they're really nice. Okay, I hope this helped you. Bye.